Hello, my friends. It's your man, Will Murphy, coming to you today because I want to talk about something that's been a bit frustrating for me. And it's something that I see with myself and also many of the people I work with as a personal trainer and just friends in general is that is this idea that you're never going to feel like doing something. You're never actually going to feel like working out or waking up early or doing the things that you really need to be doing. It can be any list of things, but to be able to say that you're going to do something and do it is very important. You have to be accountable to yourself if you are a high achiever in this world. And I think that it's frustrating because I have put off many different things in my lifetime where days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and then months into years. For example, this YouTube channel, I wanted to do this many years, at least a year and a half ago, where I was at least serious about it. It took me until this time because I was either putting it off because of, who knows what, too busy, didn't have the time, wasn't worth it. They can do it, I can't. I'm not good enough. And if we're honest with ourselves, we can always learn and we can always improve. And I think once you get that initial rejection and you're not feeling good and feeling that you can do it, it takes something out of you. And I think the losses that we incur along the journey are actually very important to us, and they're actually more valuable than our wins. And in our lifetimes, we often feel like we need a cue in order to do something. We need to feel motivation to go work out. We need to feel like we're doing all the right things in order to start. And I'm here to tell you that if you rely on this, Stephen Pressfield talks about in the War of Art, if you rely on motivation, and the amateur writes when he feels like it, but the pro writes day in, day out, whether he feels like it or not. And in order to have high level of success, or to have the abundance that you need, that you want to create for yourself in your life goals, you need to do things that you're not necessarily going to want to do in order to have things that other people just don't have. If you're watching this far, you're not like everybody else. My message and my idea to contribute, to give to other people, is not because most people in the majority aren't going to take the advice that they need, aren't going to face their fears and the things that they really need to hear in order to become the person that they need to become. Most people are not going to do that. But you're unlike everybody else. You're very unique. Thank you for watching up until this point. In order to become the person that you need to become, you need to do things that most people aren't going to want to do, and you might be yourself included. Last point I want to kind of touch on is called the Parkinsons principle. And this idea is that tasks expand the amount of time that you allow for them for the amount of time that you give to them. So take, for example, you have a 5-page paper and you have 5 weeks to do it. You're in high school, college, you have five weeks to do it. More often than not, it's definitely the case for myself, it takes almost all those 5 weeks. It usually comes down to the last day, sometimes hours. And the Parkinson's principle is not always the case, but most of the time it is. But I give you the same kind of analogy. You have your about 2 days left of food in your house, or a better example, you have no food left in your house. You've got to go grocery shopping. You have all the time in the world. You could do it next week, and you could do it the week after. You could do it 2 months from now. But ideally, most probably, you're going to do it before there's no food in your house. You're going to do it way before then, because there's leverage created. You need to. It doesn't matter whether you want to go to the grocery store or not. You've got to eat. It's got to be that mentality. You've got to. Success has got to be a standard, not a goal, not a hope, not a wish. So I thank you for your time, guys. I got one last question for you. If you made it to this point, and I'd like to hear from you in the comments below. What's the one thing that you're putting off? Ideally, it's one thing that you're putting off that's going to really make the difference, that you really need to start doing. Maybe it's something that you failed at and have stopped doing. Maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do, and you know how to do it. But you just can't seem to bring yourself to do it. Sit down and write it, or go out and start running. to really transform who you are in your body. What's that one thing? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you like this video, please like, and I'd love for you to subscribe. I do many videos of this accord, and I'll be reaching out. I'd love to hear from you very soon. Thank you guys for your time. Much love to you.